We welcome you to Patriot Place and a look inside Gillette Stadium here in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Tonight on Sunday Night Primetime, it's the New York Jets and the New England Patriots on Sunday Night Primetime. So glad to have you with us. Mike Tirico next to Greg Olson here in the booth. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. Now, here comes a return from the mound. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
On the ready.
Now the former Buckeye, Travion Henderson. And he's able to force his way through one man, but he can only muster about a yard on that play. Second down.
A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
Again, it's Henderson. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up third down.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it third and 2.
We'll try to run for it with Henderson. And that'll move the sticks. First down. Up to the 40.
All runs here to start this game. And this defense, they were nearly up to the task, trying to force a 3-and-out. Get off to a good start, but this running back, he had some other plans here, Mike, and he's going to pick up that first down.
They'll come up first and 10 at the 40.
19, Tiger, 19.
Once more, it's Henderson. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Second and 10.
At the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Second and 10.
To throw is Dart. There's Kyle Pitts with the grab. And he'll be out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Number 15 gets 15 yards out of that one. And he's got his team a first down.
45-yard line.
On the set.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Now Dart. And is downfield to the tight end Pitts. And he will get into the end zone. Kyle Pitts. Touchdown, Patriots. That his first touchdown of the new year. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Here comes a return from the 5. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Now, after the play, it looks like we have an injured Jet on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. From the 35, here's second and 3.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up second and 3.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
So they're not going to get the yardage to reflect it, but I actually thought that was a pretty nice job by the running back, at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. This offensive line, they've got to do a better job getting him through untouched. His yards before contact got to be better.
Here's a 3rd down and 4.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Hurt.
They'll try to get this one on the ground. Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
They'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
You know, Mike, I'm all for being aggressive. There are definitely times where you have to go for it on your side of the field. I'm just not sure if at this point in the game, this was one of them.
1st and 10 now from the 36. A run, and this is Henderson. Finding room to the 20. And he's into the end zone. Way beyond Henderson. Touchdown, New England. Gets the point now for Borregales. It's up and good. And the Patriots move out on top, 14-0.
Jets, nothing.
So following the touchdown, Borregales is back to send this one away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He's got his man. Complete to Wilson. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10.
The Jets, 1st down. A gain of 16 yards. 1st down, Jets.
Now this time he'll set up to throw. Right back to Wilson. He's got it again. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. They could not hook up on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. The Jets have it here to start quarter number 2. They've got it with a 2nd down and 10. They'll look to throw yet again. Now a deep ball for Mitchell. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up third down.
Really nice job there of not only tracking the ball, but then putting yourself in position to make the play. And that's step one. I promise you step two on that sideline. His secondary coach is saying, hey, next time you can get your hand on the ball, let's try to come away with that takeaway.
19 tight.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. And that ball intercepted. It's Christian Gonzalez. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick six for touchdown. Gonzalez now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Pats will take themselves to a 21-0 lead.
Jets, nothing. Andy Borregales to kick
So
off.
following the touchdown, Borregales is back to send this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchdown.
35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
4 yards on the ticket.
Here's a design run.
So his team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-happy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
That's good for a Jets first down.
Cowboys!
A 31-yard gain. And the Jets first down.
Let's go!
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. And how about that? His first career catch also becomes his first career NFL touchdown. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A short one taken at the 10. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here is Dart. Off he goes. And nice work there. Going to a slide and gain about 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 37-yard line.
Handoff, and it's Henderson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
A loss of a yard on the play. It's now 3rd down and 4.
On 3rd down, Henderson. First down and more past midfield. And he will score. Travion Henderson. Touchdown, Patriots. That is 2nd touchdown of the game. He's up to 9 now on the year. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. And that back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown. but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
So following the touchdown, Borregales is back to send this one away. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Now a deep ball for Mitchell. He's got it! And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
It's a pickup of
So a big one there to start the drive. A pickup of 44 yards.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Now they'll set up to throw. Moving to his left. That is caught at the 3. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, New York. That his second touchdown tonight. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 17.
The Patriots take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
They'll begin it on the ground with Henderson. Good physical run. It'll wind up as a gain of 5. From the 23, here's second down and 4. They run straight ahead with Henderson. And he'll be near the first down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on third down. They'll run. It's Henderson. He's going to have enough for the first down. He'll take this to the 30.
Job well done right there. 3rd and inches. You don't want to chop or step or go east and west. You're just trying to hit this thing downhill as hard as possible, run right at the defense. And he doesn't get a whole lot, but he does get the first down.
And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. So, 2 minutes to play in a back and forth first half. We're back to Foxborough after this. Here comes 2nd and 4. Now a give, but here comes a reverse.
So they try to throw a little bit of a curveball. We see him throw it to this guy a lot. Now, in this case, they hand it to him, thinking they can catch the defense off guard and generate a big play. And let's give a lot of credit to the defense. They were ready for it, they were prepared for it, and they held it to a modest game.
And he's going to be close to that first down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a first down. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. Pickup of 14 on that one. Good for a Patriots first down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
That's another Patriots.
Thrown out of his gun, they're going to run with Henderson. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Dart going to throw here on 2nd down. This one complete to Campbell. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
Now it's the Michigan man, Donovan Edwards. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the Jets' 5-yard line.
They run once more with Edwards. And he'll fight forwards. Doesn't get a hold up, and he got what he needed. It is first and goal coming up.
First and goal.
Now the Patriots going to use their first timeout, as that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Well, here's the chance to cap off a great half. They have it first and goal. Henderson will take this one in. Touchdown, Patriots.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the fourth quarter in 2-minute mode. Now let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here, going into halftime, changes this entire game.
Closing seconds of this first half, and this kickoff is away.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
To throw here to begin the drive. And that one just kept getting worse and worse until finally they bring him down. And now we'll get a late timeout coming in the waning moments of this second quarter. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. To throw. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
It's now third down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Now a deep ball from Mitchell. One underthrown and intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. So, one half in the books. Second half coming up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
To kick off for New England.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. The return starts from the 5. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it.
They're on the 31-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
That's good for a Jets first down. It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, New York.
He'll look to throw. That's to the running back, Breece Hall. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 47-yard line.
First carry of the game now, and here's Breece Hall. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down. They will run it over center with Hall. Good blocking to the 15. And he'll take this one in. Breece Hall. Touchdown, New York. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike. And you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched. And an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Extra point try forthcoming. He's got it. And the Jets back within a couple of scores. It's 35-21.
Jets 21.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
On the ground, it's Henderson to start this drive. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line. Again, it's Henderson, and he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, they certainly didn't allow the loss on first down, Mike, to scare him out of this run game here on 2nd down. But now after taking a loss on 1st and 2nd, it puts him in a tough spot here coming up on 3rd down.
The run game not helping him out those last 2 plays, thus 3rd and 16. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack. Jonathan Allen. He gets in to drop him for his first sack of the young season. Patriots ready for the punt. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. And it's a good return here. He's going to set his guys up with outstanding field position. Now this looks like a design run, and he'll work forward for about 4. It's 2nd down.
The tackle by Christian Gonzalez. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
60 license, 60 license, 18 run, 69.
He'll drop to throw. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
It's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
19 tight, 19 tight.
They'll throw out of the gun. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down. This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Jets will cut into that lead.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in that landing zone, the ball only comes out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground, here is Henderson. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line.
A gain of 12 yards.
On 1st down, they go back to Henderson. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 2 first downs, and they're at the 46 now. It's 1st and 10.
Another Patriots first down. 1st and 10 at the 46.
Once more, it's Henderson. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
He was brought down by Jaquan Brisker.
On the handoff, Henderson. And he's going to have a 1st down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Whistles look like the right side. Got an early jump there. Let's check the flag.
Viking 18, Cowboy 80. Yep, heck, Bronco.
On the give, it's Henderson. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
No gain on the play. It's now
A run, and this is Henderson. He'll be taken down well short of the 1st down. Gain of about 4. And it brings up 4th down.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
He'll buy time left. He fires downfield for Pitts. And the Jets are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th down.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. To the left side, that's caught by Mitchell.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Here's 2nd and 2. A give. Here's Hall. And a good gain. He's going to be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Now an injury timeout, and that's Breece Hall, who is struggling a bit after that play. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 33 yards.
A gain of 33 yards on the play. 1st down, Jets.
To the air now on 1st and 10. He runs with it. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a 1st down.
The challenge of defending a dual-threat quarterback in the NFL, Mike, is that you just don't see them week in and week out, maybe like you do in college. So in this case, you defend everything perfectly downfield, but it's hard to account for a quarterback who can run. He escapes the pressure, tucks it down himself, and he picks up a big gain.
They'll look to throw here on first down. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. At 9, Mitchell. Touchdown, Jets. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
He's going to try to do it himself. And he cannot get in. The try for 2 comes up empty, so unable to get within a field goal. The difference remains 5. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Patriots take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Bronco 80.
Handoff, and it's Henderson. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So, no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 2. Fourth quarter begins on the ground. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. They get 15 on that game. First down, New England.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 44-yard line.
They'll run. It's Henderson. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
You know at this point the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
Open man, that's Kyle Williams. He's got it. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
On the give, it's Edwards. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
32-yard line.
You know, there's all this talk, Mike, about the value of the run game in today's NFL. You know when the run game matters? It matters right now. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. Can you lean on your running back and offensive line to close this game out?
Let's go. Check, Bobcat, check, go.
Again, it's Edwards. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is. First down. And quickly, the clock stops again. Defense taking the timeout. $1:54 to go.
Come on, guys, you got this. Let's win. Yeah, good at you. We got this.
Here's 1st and 10. They'll go back to Edwards on 1st down. And he will carry his offense to the red zone. inside the 20-yard line. A pickup of 9. Now a timeout, Jets. It'll be their second, and they'll get together prior to the second down play.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
They run once more with Edwards. That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up first and goal.
This is the moment in the game, Mike, where it really matters to have a run game. You find yourself winning here late. You want to try to run the clock out and finish with the ball. And boy, do they ever. Give credit to this offensive line and running back. They came through when their team needed them the most.
They'll run here with Edwards. A second effort, and he is in. Donovan Edwards. Touchdown, New England. The extra point is good. And the Patriots will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Jets 30.
So following the touchdown, Borregales is back to send this one away. This one taken at the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Inside the 40. It's a foot race. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet. You talk about a response. After the offense goes down the field and gets a touchdown, the special teams unit comes back to get the 6 right back for the other side.
And I've been there, Mike. You find yourself on offense, you watch your opponent go down and get a touchdown, and you're saying amongst each other, you're saying, hey, we're going to get the ball back. Let's go get one of our own. But in this case, the return unit says, no, offense, you stay on the sideline. We got this, and they go back and get a score of their own.
A one-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
On the handoff, Edwards. He'll take this forward for about 5. Jets are going to use their third and final timeout here. Clock is stopped. 47 seconds left here in the fourth.
At the 39-yard line.
They'll come up here on second down and 5.
Set. Unlock line. 18 Cardinal. Bring it. Street. Steady.
They'll try the left side with Henderson. He's got space inside the 25. And he will not be quite able to stretch the ball out. They're going to mark him down after that huge run all the way to the 1.
The Patriots first down.
They'll run with Henderson. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. The extra point now for Borregales. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start. The offense staying put. They will go for 2.
The Patriots will line up for a 2-point conversion.
They're going to try to run it in. And he finds his way to the end zone again. Scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend the lead. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here is 1st and 10. They're going to put a man in motion to the right. Now the Patriots are going to use their first timeout, and they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining on the clock. Here's 1st down. They'll drop to throw. He'll get that complete to Ross. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a 1st down. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And it's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. He'll air it out deep for Wilson. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
This is hard. He's got a long way to go. And they will stop him short of the marker. But there is a flag here. If this is on the offense, this will be declined. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They'll begin it on the ground with Henderson. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this 4th quarter. So it's a win for the Patriots. They get the job done.